This is Alexis Parrish, and I examined the individual difference characteristics of gender in relation to online learning. I know from previous research there are fewer students taking and fewer students passing online math classes and other subjects. Additionally, with the current push of students towards STEM programs and degrees, women in particular are less likely to be represented in undergraduate degrees, advanced degrees, and the workforce for STEM-related fields. As a mathematics teacher, I like to focus on creating a successful K-12 online educational environment where females can successfully take math courses and continue their education in STEM-based fields. As a mother of 2 young daughters that love math and science, I want to help open the door wider to more STEM-related fields. Here's my daughter who just heard a presentation on Amelia Earhart and ended her speech with this message. Here's my youngest daughter making a Play-Doh volcano with my mom utilizing baking soda and vinegar.
You like that?
My mother and grandmother both studied pharmacy in college, so I know there's a gender bias when I know the gender bias they had in a male-dominated science field and hope to close the gap in women representation in math and science for my students and my own children. Here are a few headlines just from the past few weeks driving home the importance of this research. Method. Gender differences in online high school course is the research that I focused on. The researchers want to examine the difference between male and female approaches to the online K-12 learning environment. There's currently a lack of research in this area, despite the rising numbers of students taking online high school courses. The researchers in this study focused on examining the difference in the LMS behaviors and course grades. The data. The researchers collected and analyzed LMS data from the D2L program. The information used for the study correlated with Year 1 in the IB program for weeks 2 through 33 in the 2014-2015 academic year. This study had de-identified data, so the data was stripped from the person's identity information for 492 females and 310 males, as they were registered in 14 different asynchronous cohort-based courses that encompassed 45 sections in 9 different subject areas. Course grades were using the IB scale. 4 to 7 were passing, 1 to 3 were not passing. Online behaviors. There were the attendance variables, number of days logged in, number of logins, number of hours spent logged in, the interactivity behaviors, number of posts viewed, number of initial posts written, number of response posts written, and the final course grades were also collected. The researchers used both these types of variables to measure overall engagement in the course. Results and discussion. The results overview: females earned higher grades than males. They logged in more days and had more logins than males, while males spent more time logged in. Of the main 6 behaviors studied, the correlation to higher grades was strong, but it was stronger for male students than it was for female students. The researchers concluded females were more active than males as measured by the LMS data, but the correlation to higher grades was much weaker than males. Females were not earning a higher grade despite higher activity level within the course. They used the 2-factor model for attendance and interactivity to really analyze the data. When gender was not considered, higher levels of attendance and higher levels of interactivity resulted in a higher grade. When gender was considered, that was true, but again, the correlation was weaker for female students. Posts viewed, females had 300, males 241. Initial posts written, females 15, males 13. Response posts written, females 15, males 12. Females also viewed more posts than males, independent of their final course grade. Lower course grades had the biggest disparity. If you look at the scores of 1, 2, and 3, you can see the difference in the posts viewed and posts written between males and females. Despite females being more active online than their males, they still received lower grades than their male counterparts. The case study, further questions emerged. So there was a case study done on the same data for an economics course. For word count, females not only wrote more posts, but in greater length. So it was concluded from the case study that gender differences were found in post length, and there was a greater difference in post length versus final grade for students that received lower grades. Limitations and extensions. Participants in the study were motivated college-bound. Gender was studied from binary standpoint. Additional variables could be collected to give a better picture. Additional study may be looking at the depth of the post, and how a student proceeds through the LMS could really show how some gender differences are there. Applications. From an LMS standpoint, again, track data by gender, additional variables to be studied, work with researchers and developers with this data. From educators, females and males definitely approach online courses differently. Clear guidelines for course and discussion boards, encouragement, evaluation, and redirection should be used. And for researchers, there's definitely plenty of room to continue research in this area. Connections here. From the framework, Domain 3, the adaptive skills, and Domain 4, the technical skills, all apply for this. Specifically, Module 3, and how to get more women to join the debate article, which really focused on gender differences. Looking at our Jukes text, Chapter 4, how digital learners prefer to network simultaneously with many others. Chapter 5, the huge gulf between the learning preferences of digital learners and their non-digital teachers. Looking at Chapter 8 with the learning cone, and Chapter 9, how teachers have to adapt to new mindset, all relate to this study. Thank you.